So I bet you didn't think you'd see a conclusion to this series for those of you that still cared enough to click on the video. But here we are. Here we are. The Buffalo Sabres series that we started around the time of the NHL trade deadline, I'm pretty sure. In the aftermath of the Sabres trading away Taylor Hall. And it's like, oh, let's try to do some fun stuff with the Sabres. And now here we are. The Stanley Cup final begins tomorrow. And I technically hadn't had a conclusion to this series. We've talked about it before in episodes like this, and if anybody watches this on a playlist, they're going to be like, what the hell, he mentions this every video. But I'll talk about it more in a channel update coming out soon. But this has obviously been the most disjointed upload schedule I have ever had. You know, in the history of this channel, it has always been consistency for the most part, especially when it comes to our franchise mode series here with the EA NHL series. And of course, you already know the reason, I'm sure, as to why that hasn't been the case this year, when it comes down to the fact that losing my custom rosters completely killed my drive to do anything with this game. You know, at the end of the day, I make my custom rosters to, not only enhance the game for myself, because I find it way more fun with the custom rosters and having everything available. I think everyone can agree with that. It's much more interesting when all your top prospects are in the game that EA can't add. But as well, of course, it helps differentiate what I do from what everyone else does. If I have to use the same roster, then for the most part, everyone's going to know, oh, we'll get this guy because he develops and he's got this potential, and it's not as fun for me. And I've tried so many times over the past few months since losing my rosters in what must have been February or March to find the motivation to re-edit, and I just obviously can't do it. So we are going to finish this series here today. We are in the conference final against Carolina. We'll see what happens. And there will be a new series starting very, very soon. It might be the last series that we have for NHL 21. We'll see how it all plays out. But yeah, it sucks. Like, honestly, with NHL 21 in general, it's just, I'm not happy, right? Not happy with how this game has kind of gone for me. Not happy with the state of the channel. And we're going to work to get that back on track for the end of NHL 21 and heading into NHL 22, which I feel like might just be a rather interesting year for us. We'll see how that plays out. But regardless, getting back into it with the Sabres team, and obviously this team is stacked. That's the only way to put it. So it's kind of shocking that we've even made it to the conference final, especially when Luukkonen hasn't been that great. But we survived an absolutely horrific scare in that second round matchup where, yeah, it looked like we were completely screwed against the Detroit Red Wings. The Florida Panthers series actually went pretty well. So there you go. Shows how long it's been in between recording here. But we'll see what happens against Carolina. We'll see if we can lead this team to glory at the end of the day. Another, you can't say no rules series, but just the idea still of, well, here's the limitations, and LOL, we still end up with the team that we have. It's pretty ridiculous. This Hurricanes team, obviously not that bad. They're pretty strong up the middle with Jamison Reese there on the second line, Trocheck on the fourth line, which is interesting, but it's a damn good team. Defensively, they're still stacked. They kept Dougie Hamilton, Slavin and Pesce are still there. Jake Beans developed. We're only in 2023, but they re-signed Dougie, and Nedeljkovic has a 922. With Beck Warm as the backup. So let's see how this plays out. We are getting a conclusion to this series, gosh darn dang. And we'll see how it plays out for us. A 2-0 lead at the end of the first period. Mike Hoffman, Pierre-Luc Dubois. Now 5-1 at the end of the second. Eichel, Gardner, and Jones. Mr. Svechnikov gets the lone goal for the Hurricanes. They do fight back in the third period. 2 goals from Aho, but too little too late. And a nice little 5-3 victory there. Matt Barzal, a basket of apples. And we're looking good. Looking damn good. It would have been nice if Luukkonen didn't allow 3 goals, but hey, we won, so who cares? We march on. First period, 3-1. Hoffman, Eichel, Gardner. Jamison Reese with the goal for the Hurricanes. Now 4-3. Svechnikov and Aho. Reinhart scored for us. So a much closer game. High-scoring series so far. As we head into the third period, we'll slow sim it for that reason. So we kill off that penalty. What can we do here? Can we get the win? Let us find out. 3 minutes to go, and there it is. So 4-3 win. We take 2 games out of 2 to start this series. And so far, so good here. I mean, for those who are hoping that we'd end things on a high note. Let's see how Game 3 goes, though, on the road. First period, 3-1 again. Reinhart, Eichel, Okposo, Aho, the lone goal for them. Nedeljkovic just can't stop a puck right now. Iafallo makes it 4-1. 5-1 in the third. Matt Barzal. And we are 1 win away from a Stanley Cup Finals appearance. We have scored 14 goals in 3 games. That is an absolutely absurd pace. It's Game 4, first period, 4-0 Buffalo. Good God. Okposo, Hoffman, Gardner, and Hoffman again. Second period, it's now 5-1, Sam Reinhart and Svechnikov. Third period, 6-2. That is it. That is maybe the most dominant sweep I have ever seen in a series of ours. 20 goals in 4 games. That is unreal. Jesus, 20 goals to 9 in total as well. And it looks like it'll be the Vegas Golden Knights rather than the St. Louis Blues. The Blues did win that next game. There it is. Buffalo and Vegas. What could ultimately end up being in real life the Jack Eichel Bowl. That's right, I'm calling it. Jack Eichel will be a Vegas Golden Knight next season. Crazy. Crazy how quickly we got there. Let's take a look at the team stats across the board. I mean, Eichel with those 19 points, 19 for Barzal, PLD as well, doing quite solidly. Like Hoffman, Sperry Kotkaniemi, 15 points. Remember when people said it was a bad idea to trade Dylan Cousins for him? Sam Reinhart was killing it in that second or the third round. You follow on 8 points, 10 points for Rhett Gardner. All right. 7 points for old totally Spanish Obey Kubel on 6. Only 2 points for Kyle Okposo. Schlappick on 7. Then defensively, Dahlin 14 points and a plus 15. Seth Jones on 15 points and a plus 18. Matt Irwin not exactly having the same playoff run that he did last year, but he's been a shutdown guy next to Chris Letang, who does have 10 points. Kenzie Weegar doing well. Artem Zub doing well. And goaltending-wise, looking up to a 9-10. Not exactly incredible, but certainly good enough to get us here. Can only be really concerning if our offense dies out. Vegas at this stage. Interesting changes. Max Pacioretty, 17 points. Next to Max Domi, who's crushing it right now with 17 points as well. And Mark Stone with 14. Second line, Marchessault on 10 points, but a -5. William Karlsson with 8 points. 10 points for Phil Kessel. Third line, Adam Ernie with 2 goals. Cody Glass with 8 points. Alex Tuck with 9. Chandler Stevenson on 7. Tage Thompson on 3. And Jason Spezza with 4 points. The defense, Shea Theodore, 12 points and a plus 6. Petro with 7 points. Martinez on 4. Parayko on 5. Nick Hague with 3 points. Dylan Coughlin with 2. The goaltenders, Robin Leonard with a 9.15. Chris Drieger with a 9.26. So tough task here. Nick Waugh currently scratched, as is Sven Berchke and Jake Lesishin. I mean, I'd like to think we have the better team. That's the one thing I didn't even do was look at the overalls against Carolina, because it's like, well, I'm confident. Let's be honest, the overalls don't mean much. 95, 92, 88, 93, 91, 88. So we have the slight edge on paper. Both teams very, very solid, to say the least. It's the Stanley Cup final. We made it. Can we win it? First period, 4-1 Vegas. Kotkaniemi started off the scoring, but it's Glass, Coughlin, Marchessault, Thompson. Second period now 5-2, Theodore and Gardner. And in the third, we only get one more. It's Matt Barzal. I said the goal scoring, needed to keep going here to make up for Luukkonen's struggles. We scored 3. Luukkonen let up 5. We'll go to game 2. If we lose this one, we might have to start Cal Peterson. First period, 1 goal apiece, Theodore and Eichel. Second period, now 3-1. 2 more goals on Leonard, Gardner and Eichel again. Of course, it's interesting that we're playing Robin Leonard in the final. Third period, quick sim and a 3-1 win. A 3-1 1 win. Jack Eichel with the 2 goals. A much better performance for Luukkonen. We'll keep going here to Game 3. See how this plays out now that we're in Vegas. First period, 2-0 to the Golden Knights. Cody Glass and Marchessault. Second period, now 2-2. 2 goals for Matt Barzal, 5 minutes apart. And this game is completely up for grabs. Let's see what we got. So we're trading opportunities here. Power play goes to waste. Can we get the goal to give us the series lead? Yes, we can. Chris Letang, Mike Hoffman, the empty netter. And you can only stop this dynamic offense for so long. Chris Letang leading the way. A pickup of just out of nowhere. I was going to say epic proportions, but certainly a pickup out of nowhere, and it worked out for us here. Couldn't even play him until the playoffs. We call that the Kucherov. First period of game number 4, Mark Stone gets the opening goal on the power play. 17 shots to 5, and we're losing. Love to see it. Second period, now 4-1 Vegas. Theodore, Pacioretty, Tuck. Schlappick gets one back. And Vegas ties this series up at 2 games apiece. Big yikes. Big yikes on that one. We win 2 close games, and then we get blown out in 2 goals. Experience Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen hockey. We're going to go to Game 5, and it wouldn't be a series of mine if I didn't risk it. Cal Peterson's going to start Game 5. We're pulling a Vegas against Vegas. Can Cal Peterson get us the win? First period, 1-0 Buffalo. Reinhart. Second period, still 1-0. Sabres were being doubled up in shots, just about. But we're hanging in there with the lead. Kiviranta makes it 2-0. The fact this is even close is absolutely absurd. Rasmus Dahlin makes it 3-0. Ernie finally gets one past Cal Peterson, but it's too little too late. 45 saves from Cal Peterson. There is no chance in hell we win that game if Luukkonen starts. Cal Peterson returns to Buffalo, starts Game 5. We are 1 win away from winning the Stanley Cup. Had the feeling it was going to happen this season with how strongly this team has played. And here we are now. 2 opportunities to end this series. Game 6 in Vegas, first period, 4-0. Cal Peterson gets shelled in 9 minutes. Tuck scores on Luukkonen. Second period, it's now 4-1. Reinhart scores. Well, the Cal Peterson story. Yeah. Wow, that went poorly very quickly. This one's over. There we go. We're going 7. We win a close game, and Vegas just wipes the floor with us. That has been the story of this series. We go to Game 7. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen gets the start. It all comes down to this in Buffalo. As much as I'd love to see if this team could win later on, the momentum of the series way too disjointed. We'll start a new challenge no matter what happens here. Are we going to Buffalo this series, or are we going to win? Let's find out. First period, 1 goal apiece. I follow on the power play and Jonathan Marchessault. Second period, still 1-1. It had to be down to the wire. Kotkaniemi scores, but Stone, less than a minute later, ties it again. This is ridiculous. Of course, this Game 7 will be close. Mike Hoffman scores. 3-2, we're halfway home. Power play for Vegas goes to waste. 5.5 away from making this happen. The Buffalo Sabres are 37 seconds away. And we won't rock the reverse retro. We'll be fine. It's got to happen. It's got to happen in the blue. It's got to happen in the blue. Have we done it? Have we done it? This team, all season long, had the feeling of maybe, just maybe, this could happen. And now here we are, just a few moments away, unless they get this goal here. Chandler Stevenson on the doorstep, tried to go back to the point, it'll go all the way back down. 25 to go. for the Buffalo Sabres. In just a few short seasons, the empty net bid doesn't go. A few short seasons. Limits in place. But we abuse the trade finder. Phil Kessel, puck's loose. Luukkonen covers with 7 to go. Incredibly close. Still an empty net. Top line v top line. Matt Barzal takes the draw against Max Domi. Domi wins a one-timer. They score! The Vegas Golden Knights tie it with 5.9 to go. An EASHL set play off the draw. Jonathan Marchessault. And this series, barring a miracle, will head to overtime. Matt Barzal lost the draw clean. We indeed go to overtime in Game 7 on home ice. It had to happen this way. It had to. Jonathan Marchessault ties it. The most Sabres thing to have ever sabered. I mean, granted, there hasn't been a foot in the crease yet, but we'll see what happens. Can we still win it? Here's Jack Eichel. He loses it. Good stick lift to win it back. Dahlin shot it just wide. Had Eichel there on a deflection bid. Stelmy plays it up to Pacioretty. Now Mark Stone. Knocked loose by Seth Jones. Good movement here. Jack Eichel back in the attacking zone. Keeps losing the puck. Eichel to Dahlin. Shot it just wide again. An absolute cannon of a shot. Jack Eichel winning the puck back down low. Has no help. Still has it. Seth Jones. Good movement. Eichel nowhere to go. Pacioretty has it now. Quick turnover. The Sabres trying to get back in on the attack. Trying to just bull rush his way through, but no dice. Here's Phil Kessel. Kessel. Carlson denied by Luukkonen, who will cover. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen not exactly instilling a ton of confidence. I think is a fair way to put it. See how close the face-offs have been. Face-off again, won by Vegas, blocked down. The Parayko shot never found its way through. Here's Kotkaniemi, able to find Hoffman. Hoffman throws one on. Leonard takes it to the chest. We'll get a face-off here as well. Kotkaniemi, Hoffman, and Reinhart. They've been a dynamic line all postseason long. Face-off again, won by Vegas. This lost draw is really starting to cost us. William Karlsson, shot on, stopped by Luukkonen. Defense to offense there for that Vegas line. We'll get our third line out there. It's Iafallo, Gardner, and Kiviranta. Again, Brett Gardner's been very strong. Iafallo as well. Kiviranta, good play. Let's see what the Sabres can do. Iafallo dumps it in. Martinez recovers. Kessel now having to try to find some space, having trouble. They're closing in. Martinez, trouble as well. Iafallo in on the forecheck against former Kings line, or teammate, not line mate. That would be nuts. Iafallo still fighting for it. Has it, steps in, couldn't pick the corner on Leonard. Here's Phil Kessel going down the other way. He takes the hit. Sabres go for the line change. Kessel shot stopped by Luukkonen. He's trying to stop them from going for that line change. Here we go, down the other way. Lot of space here. Backhand on, stopped by Leonard. What a play to the point. Slap shot from Letang. Just hit a leg in front. Hoffman having trouble. Dylan Coughlin able to recover. Here's Adam Ernie. And Cody Glass will be offside. Marchessault. 2 goals in this game. Both goals for the Golden Knights, or 2 out of 3, I should say. As Okposo takes the draw, forced to send out our fourth line. Let's see what they can do. Over the line, a little bit of trouble, gets it back. Backhand on, stopped by Leonard. Again, the chance thrown on, another stop by Leonard. Another one thrown on, and a glove stop by Robin Leonard. Huge plays for the Vegas netminder. Can we get this done? Face-off edge has been huge for Vegas ever since we've jumped into play, and they win another one. Very, very troublesome here. Coughlin has it for the Knights. He loses it. Taking a tour of his own zone. Here's Jack Eichel. Loses it. Matt Barzal. Matt Barzal, the windmill. The shot! What a stop by Leonard. Oh my God. Matt Barzal with an incredible chance. Does not go. Nick Hague having trouble with Barzal down behind the net. Huge size discrepancy there. Not discrepancy, but a disadvantage. Eichel has it now. Looking shot again. Barzal denied. Robin Leonard with some phenomenal stops. Trouble here. Shot on, blocked down. Another one thrown on just wide. Chance here. Back to the point. Slap shot. Glove stop by Leonard. The entire far side of the goal was open. The top line just completely pinning them in their own zone. But Robin Leonard says no. Kotkaniemi wins the draw. Not quite the same set play due to the handedness. Slap shot on. Another stop by Leonard. Battle for it along the boards. Mark Stone. Who's going to come up with it? The answer is Buffalo for the moment. Pietrangelo. Late addition into the fray. Wins it. Looks to lead it out the other way now for Vegas. Pacioretty turns it over. Reinhart gets it to Hoffman. Steps right into Alex Pietrangelo. Vegas back in possession now. Domi to Stone. Force the circle back. Big stretch pass hits Pacioretty. Vegas in the attacking end. Dishes back to the point. Pietrangelo can't get it through. Domi to Pacioretty, knocked loose. Good movement here from the Knights. Stone along the half wall. Bumped off the puck. He'll try to go back down the other way. The line change there. Caught. And the Vegas Golden Knights win the Stanley Cup. The Sabres saber it. I thought he was going to dump it in. We go for that quick defensive line change, and instead he cuts back and turns it over. And the defense, of course, in this game, in real life, you'd be like, oh, hey, I'm going to cut back and play defense. Nope. And the Sabres blow it with 5 seconds left and lose in overtime. The Vegas Golden Knights win the Stanley Cup. And that Sabres curse continues on. This powerhouse of a team. Robin Leonard making all those big point-blank stops. And Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen can't do the same. I am absolutely furious. I don't need to see Vegas raise the Stanley Cup. Who turned that over? What is Sam Reinhart doing? You have all that space along the wall. And of course, it wouldn't be an EA game without Alex Pietrangelo going for a hit. But he gets incidental stick contact to knock that loose. Stick goes through the leg. And then right there, Reinhart taps it away from himself into open play. And Rasmus Dahlin, looking at the puck, breaking his own neck trying to do so, says, but the coach said line change, and just goes. GG's. Great game. Sabres lose. Oh my God.